All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Nasi. Come back as you know the video. But before anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash, the Thammashanaka Balas Kum Shasharala. That's give double honors to the elders of Israel, which are the elders of Jim Master, who teach well. And watch Shalom, Wabak Yah Shasharala, this peace and blessing like of Israel. All right, so, I just basically wanted to do this quick little video, and I'm going to title this as well, basically, what is love? All right, and the world teaches us that love is, a deep feeling or, emotions or strong attachment that you have, right? But what I mean by what is love is you basically, the person that, the people that you expect to love you or really care about you is your loved ones, family members or whatever it is, But when it comes to, this ministry and when it comes to the gospel, when it comes to the things that we're finna be faced with in the near future, all right, there will be no love when it comes to your family members because those are the ones, they're against this gospel, right? And they're against everything we stand for through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, or against everything that you stand for through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, right? So if they're not on your side now, right, and they speak against you now, because we know when you first come into the ministry and come into the truth, right, your family is the main ones that are against you. Your family is the main ones that are targeting you before Esau Edom, and we know that he has the minds of our people programmed this way, right? Because the scriptures tell you that what is a continual battle, good versus evil and evil versus good, man, right? So our people and our family members are stuck off in that darkness and that evil state of mind, which they get from Esau Edom, man, right? So they're going to be against us now and then, right? So this is going to be the first scripture I'm going to read. So this is Romans 11:27. It says, "For this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins," right? As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake. Now we have the gospel of your Bashim Shai, right? And it says they are enemies for your sake, right? To let you know they're going to be your enemies because of the gospel. Because before the truth, you were loved. Everything was good. I don't know each brother's situation or whatnot, but it was a sense of love there when it came to family members. Not saying that it isn't now, but being that you're into this ministry and this truth, and you hold the riches of Yahweh Shai, right? You're hated, right? You're an enemy. They might not tell it to you face to face, but spiritually they're against you, right? And some family members are bold enough to even let you know they don't fuck with it, right? And if they don't fuck with the gospel, they don't fuck with you. So, it's contrary. It's going to always be contrary feeling or animosity there. So if there's anything that they're letting build up now, imagine when Esau cracks down and says, hey, who is in your family speaking nonsense or speaking against what this agenda is? And they're going to give you over, man, right? So it says, they're enemies for your sake, but as touching the election, they are beloved of the Father's sake. The elect, those men which those 144,000, Lord will not above that number, those men that the Lord, called and chosen, right? They have enemies, and those enemies are to basically solidify and let you know, hey, you're doing what's right, right? Because, hey, the gospel is going to offend. Offenses shall come, man. But the scriptures tell us that we shall, knowing these things, that we shall not be offended therein, because we know that we're subject to these things, man. And this is why Yahweh Shai said that those that do the will of my Father are my mother, brother, sister, and so forth and so on, man. This is my family, right? But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes, for the gifts and callings of the Most High without repentance, man. So faith, the gospel, the truth, everything that comes with this full circle, man, right? That gives us our reason of holy things. Everything, right, is without repentance. So the Lord is not going to change who he chose. The Lord is not going to change who his elect is, right, because you don't like it, right? But it says, for as ye in times past have not believed the Most High, yet have now obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy, right? It says, for the Most High had concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. O depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High, how unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out, man. Right. So the motive of me bringing this out was in verses 27 and 28 and 29. Right. So, they're enemies. They're considered enemies to us, man, because they're going to be the main ones to give us over. Right. They're going to be the main ones to turn their backs, because what? Even when you came into the truth, they turned their backs on you, man. right? Because when you, matter of fact, what that is, I like this one. This is the one I like to bring out too. Watch this. This is 1 Peter 4 and verse 3. For the time past in our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, reviling, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, right? In the ways of the world, right? When we were sown to the flesh, right? Well, we know what the scriptures speak about, you know, when we were doing things according to the flesh, right? It said, what if you are the world will love his own, you know, but since we're not of the world and the Lord pulled us out of the world, they hate us, man, right? Even the ones you don't think hate you, man. You can't trust your wife, your baby mama, whatever it is. You can't trust her, right? And she's the closest thing to you, right? Because your woman knows everything about you, man. So watch what it says, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of rise, speaking evil of you. So they speak evil of you, right? Before the family talk about you together. And guess what? When Esau speaking evil of you and they're seeking your life, guess what? Your family is going to speak evil of you too. Esau, Edom, and give you over, right? But it says, hey, because they think it's strange. They think it's crazy that you don't do the things that you was raised up doing, right? Now they all of a sudden see a change and a switch in you, so drastic, a drastic turn within you. So now you're crazy. You're weird. You're a lunatic. You're and brothers, you know, I speak for myself. We've never been a menace to society, right? We're not a trouble to society, but that's what the image is being painted because of who we are and the message which we're bringing and what we behold, right? Through the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. So this is Luke 21:15. It says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So guess what? People get mad when they can't come up against this truth. People get mad when they have no answer, right? It says, and ye shall be betrayed, right? Stabbed in your back, betrayed. You know, it is a painful thing when you're betrayed, man, right? And everyone knows that, man. It's a painful feeling when you're being betrayed because guess what? You don't expect it. You don't expect betrayal. It comes from the person that you least expect it from, right? And the person that you would least expect being stabbed in your back or turning on you is your family, right? Well, you would assume, but once, you know, you come around and you get around and you experience life, you know that family is, you know, your you know, the number one enemies in this world, man. And that's what's crazy, right? It says both by parents and brethren, right? So your parents, your family, and brethren, man, because the scriptures tell you that what we're going to be in perils of false brethren, right? Not saying that everybody that's in amongst us is just not going to give us up, or no, you know, we don't know, right? And I'm not saying that the brothers around you are going to give you over and be looking at brothers weird as shit, but hey, we don't know, right? But it's telling you here, this is why we're preparing and we know. This is why you're supposed to be girding yourselves up and building yourselves up in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? So that this is the case and you're standing alone, because every man is going to have to stand alone and answer for himself and show his faith, right? It says, and kinfolks and friends, right? So every companion or everyone that is around you, you know, you don't know who to trust. And that's a scary thing, sitting in a room full of people and you're alone. This is a scary thing, you know. But hey, this is what we signed up for, and this is what we know is to come, right? And this is why the Lord told us in 1 Thessalonians 3 that what ye know that you're appointed there unto these afflictions, man. So it shouldn't move you because you have the upper hand. The Lord gave us the message, gave us what we needed. So we have the upper hand over everybody. Think about it. Your family and people in the world, they're not expecting their neighbors to invade them. They're not expecting their mother to turn her back on her or him, their father to turn. They're not expecting that. So it's going to catch them by surprise, and no one likes the element of surprise, right? So, but we know, right? We have an upper hand. So what we're supposed to be doing is what? Preparing ourselves for the things that are to come, right? It says, let me read it again. It says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren. And that's another thing, man. Going into the brethren situation, the scriptures tell you that what in 1 John, that they went out from us because they were never of us. Because if they were of us, they will no doubt have continued with us, man. So if a brother do something across you in those times and he just, you know, he turn his back or give over, hey, man, it was never for him, right? Don't look at him. Hey, that was his lot. That was what the Lord has set in stone for him to do, man. Right? It says, and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. So this is something that we know that Some of us may have to go through, man. But the scriptures tell you that he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. Right? Holding on to his integrity and faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, rather it be life or death. Right? To death, like the scriptures say, man. So verse 17, it says, and ye shall be hated of all men. It didn't say some. It didn't say maybe. It said ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. For what? For the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's sake, and for the gospel and the testimony which we behold. You're going to be hated, right? Because you're possessor of it, right? And this is what, like they say, it comes with the territory, man, right? It comes with the territory. It says, but there shall not a hair on your head perish. Now he's telling you you're going to have to go through these things, and it would look like, damn, I'm going to perish. I'm going to go through this. And that's the flesh, man, right? But the Lord is telling you, shall not a hair on your head perish, because he's what? He's going to protect us, man. He's going to be guiding us. He's going to be with us in these times to come. It says, in your patience possess ye your souls, man. So patience is a wonderful thing. It tell you, let patience have her perfect work, man. Because patience worketh faith, right? When you catch yourself in these situations, the things that we're reading, you got to have patience, endurance, integrity in these times, because this is the building of your faith. Can have no doubt and let doubt creep in, because doubt is of the body. Doubt is of the flesh, man, right? Just because it's a little bit of pain or whatever, hey, endure it, man. You know, and Lord willing that the Lord, keep this like mindset within us for when we endure these times, because I'm speaking to myself first. I'm pushing this vibration off. I'm speaking to myself first and must apply these things within myself, praying that the Lord keep this same spirit and mindset within me, and even a stronger spirit upon me, so that I can overcome the flesh and overcome the things, that the normal man or the mortal body feel like it can't endure, man. Right? And this is the things that we're finna face and have to go through, right? But nonetheless, I want to get this precept real quick that just hit my spirit, because your worst enemies is your families, man. Right? This is the ones you really can't trust, man. Right? Let me get that's Matthew 10:36. I'm gonna start at 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So the Lord is telling you, hey, man, I'm not coming to, bring peace, because, and really and truly, he really is coming to bring peace. But the only way to make peace is by war. The only way the kingdom can come is by war, death, violence, right? It says, for I am come, because the Lord is coming to force the hand. He's not coming to axe. The Lord said he come and take crowns. He's not coming to ask, beg, plead, make treaties. It won't be amends and treaties to be made. It's your life, right? It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. So this division that the Lord is coming to bring amongst the household, man, right? And in life, just life, don't even need spiritual thinking. Just life in general, your family is the worst. You think motherfucking the street bad, bro? Your family is worse. Those be the first ones to cross you and do you bad. You think about it, because your mother and father grow up, they grow up taking care of you, but they be fucking you over. That's another video for another day. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against the mother. You think about it. Think about the shit that the father got against the son, or the son feeling some type of way against the father. The daughter feeling some type of way about her mama. The mama been feeling some type of way about the daughter. Now everybody is confusing, everybody fighting and shit like that, man. Right? The scriptures tell you that you're gonna be eating meat in measures, and you're gonna eat and drink in measures and portions. Now think about it, if a family, they tell you the average household has, I think, food that lasts up to like 3 days. I believe 3 days. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the average household has enough substance and, supplies to last them 3 days. Now imagine when it's running low. You think about black people, heat, no food. Man, this is what you about to get, right? It says daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Now we already know it be family drama with the boyfriend, mama, girl. Well, you got the boyfriend, you got his mama, and you got his girl. the girl and the mama, they be beefed out, all kind of shit, because the girl trying to do one thing with her man, the mama trying to, he sucking the mama titty and shit. It just be all kind of bullshit. So it's going to be division here, man. And it's not going to be pretty, right? It says, and a man's foe shall be they of his own household. Your worst enemy, you think it'll be the motherfuckers out on the streets. Your worst enemy are the ones that are closest to you, bro. Your family members are going to be the worst ones to trust. The worst ones, right? Verse 37, it says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he's not saying don't love your family members. He's not telling you he's not telling you don't love your daughter. He's not telling you don't love your mother and not respect. He's not telling you that. But what he's saying if this is what's going to take control of you and take you away from me, you're not worthy of me, right? You're not worthy. That man, like the scripture say, he that put his hand on the plow and look it back is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. If your daughter could stop you, your love for your daughter, if you love your daughter or your son more than you love Yahweh Shem Yahshua in his ministry, hey, you're not worthy. If you will put that first, after he just told you that you can't trust these motherfuckers, that's what's crazy, But it says, and he that taketh not his cross and falleth after me is not worthy of me, right? That one that's not taking up his cross and bearing that burden, the one that's not willing to lose everything, because this is what it's telling you. You're finna lose everything, man. Are you willing? This is what the Lord asking you. Are you willing? Are you ready for that? Prepare yourself to lose everything. And when I want to see if when you lose everything, will you still have faith in me? Will you still have patience? A lot of people say they're ready, but are you really ready? This is things that you have to think about. Read this and meditate upon this, man, because a lot of people don't, man, right? Because it's finna be, I like to say, a free for all, right? Let me get this. This is Luke 12 and 50. I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at 51. So precept to what we just read in Matthew 10, but it's going to elaborate in a different way, right? It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division, right? For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one household, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3, right? It says the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh I'm gonna say I wonder how I'm gonna say that. Ashore? Yeah, ashore. It says, and so it is. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and not of the earth, right? But how is it that ye do not discern this time? How you can't discern and tell what's to come now? Yeah, you can look in the sky and tell what's coming. Motherfuckers can look up at the sky, look in the clouds and see that it's finna rain and shit. But they can't tell you prophecy and tell you what's to come. They can't discern the times that we're coming into. You can't look in the earth now and see this shit is finna be terrible. You better wake up. It says, 57, it says, yea, and why even of yourselves judge ye not what is right, right? But the point was up here is that what? It's going to be division. It's going to be a free-for-all, right? So if you're one that's given too much love and trust to those of the family, or the wife of your bosom, trusting the Eve, I don't know why would you even trust her, anywho. But if that's where you're at, because you got to think about it, your baby mama or your woman, they are weak. So when there's no food and they already don't trust you, they already don't believe in you, right? What they're going to do, they're going to go to Esau. And then guess what? They're going to force your children to get it. They're going to, you know what I'm talking about. They're going to force your children to get it. They're going to get it. Is that going to turn you from Yahweh Shem Yahshua, seeing your children do that? You know, a lot of people say that they're strong enough to see that until you're in that fucking situation, man. Right? And that's not knocking anybody's faith or knocking anybody's, strength in the spirit or whatever it is. But I'm saying, hey, we have to really prepare ourselves for the things that we're finna be faced with, because it's not a game, man. I want to get this last precept, and that love of many shall wax cold, man. Right? That love that you think that you have, or that people have for you, and that respect, that shit that ain't gonna mean nothing, bro. When it's lawless society, right? Ooh, I'm gonna read that. Let me go up. I'm gonna read this. Verse 8, 20, this is Matthew 24, because up above we know that Yahweh Shah was basically giving the signs and wonders to let you know when the times was going to come to pass. You know, for the times to come, he was basically letting us know, hey, this is the signs. You're going to see this. You're going to see that. Hey, but the end is not yet. This is just the beginning of sorrows. Just let you know, hey, when you start to see these prophecies, hey, man, it's time to buckle down. It's time to tie that knot, baby. It's time to hold on, right? Like they say, it's going to be a bumpy ride. This is Matthew 24 and 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, all the things that it was listed up above. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Some of us are going to be taken. And shall kill you. Right? It sounds just so simple, so bland right here. But the process up to death and the process up to these things, hey, man, that's going to be a scary time. Because your flesh doesn't want to die. And that's why Yahweh Shah himself said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. Yeah, your spirit is willing to go through it, but your flesh is actually strong as fuck, right? But that's what we're doing now. We're preparing ourselves now to continue to fight and defeat the flesh and not be subject to the flesh, man, right? Because the scriptures say, let not sin reign in your mortal body. Don't let your flesh take control. Don't let your flesh rule over your spirit, man, right? Because we're striving against sin now. We're striving against the flesh now. Which is, that's a battle. It's a constant battle there, man. Right? But it says, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, man. So this is what's to come. Many shall be offended for the gospel, for the truth's sake, man. Right? You think about it, when they put our faces on the news and start to do the things, persecution, and do all the things that they're going to do towards us, man. Man, you're going to be wanted, right? And who can you trust? Who can you lean on? Show not your mama, show not your daddy, your grandma, whoever you think you can call on, man. That white man come in that house, kick that door in, put that thing to their head, they giving you up. Boots on their necks, they giving you up. Offering food. There's something that simple. Jake giving you up, bro. Because you got to remember, hey, they haven't been preparing. They're not mentally and spiritually strong as you are. Right? So they're giving in to whatever that's, when it's forced upon them, man. Right? It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Right? It's going to wax cold. Whatever love you think, that shit not going to matter to people, man. Right? It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Endure, hold on. Have that integrity and that tenacity to bring out that grip strength. Right? Because letting wisdom and knowledge be the stability, keeping your mind stable and keeping your spirit intact, right? That man is going to be saved through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come, man. All right. So that was really all I had. I wanted to go into, man, just to show, hey, what's love, right? And you really can't trust your loved ones, and if you are one that's giving over to leaning over to trusting in your girl, or you can't really let anything, and what I'm basically saying is don't let none of this distract you or take over you, right? Stay in the spirit, moving in the spirit, and trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man, right? So Lord, when that this was edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Natham Mashnaka Balas Kom Shasharala, and Wa Shalom, Wabba Baki Shasharala. Till next time, Shalom.